3 years and a little bit ago, a group of local folks got together to consider the content of reports that were prepared by Plant Moran regarding the economic potential gain for the cities in our community. As a result of that analysis, we formed the Consolidated Government Committee and set off on the path through what some would call a Byzantine labyrinth of the State Boundary Commission process, with the goal of bringing the question of consolidation to a vote for the local voters. Last week we heard that, in fact, the staff of the State Boundary Commission is going to recommend that the commissioners order such a referendum at their next meeting on the 17th of April. With that in mind, we are here today to launch the campaign for the yes vote for Saugatuck Douglas yes. And
I guess that's my cue.
Yeah, that's your cue. There you go.
Fundamentally, what we decided to do at this point was, as you all know, while we started out recommending the consolidation of the township and the two cities, as we learned more about consolidation, we recommended eventually to the State Boundary Commission that only the cities of Saugatuck and the city of the village of Douglas be consolidated. And our committee originally was comprised of residents of the township as well as Saugatuck and Douglas. So in that, the recommendation is to consolidate only the two cities. We decided that it would be appropriate to reorganize the committee to prepare for the launch of the campaign. So fundamentally, Travis, as our chair, is a resident of the township, and R.J. Peterson, who has also been very prominent within the committee, is a resident of the township. They have agreed to become advisors to the committee, and the members of the committee will be comprised of residents of the city of Saugatuck and of Douglas. So as we have been accused in the past of having outsiders influence this particular strategy, there are no outsiders in terms of who will be running the campaign to consolidate the city of Saugatuck and the city of the village of Douglas. We chose a heart to symbolize really the affection that the residents of Saugatuck and Douglas hold for one another, and the potential that we believe consolidation holds for us all as a united city. As Travis said, 3 years ago, we set out on this journey, and it was interesting because as we all reflected on coming together, we actually set out to determine whether it did make sense to consolidate. The Tri-Community Studies had recommended since 1989 that the cities and the township consider consolidation, and we probably spent our first year together vetting the various studies that had been done in that regard. And at the end of that, we decided that we should commission Plant Moran to do 2 additional studies just to make sure that our assumptions were right around what we thought would be the benefits. And we did that, so finally decided that not only did we believe that consolidation should be brought to a vote, but we also believed that consolidation was the right thing to do in terms of both Saugatuck and Douglas. Our campaign is really going to be focused on the future, and it's going to be based on facts. We have 3 key messages: increasing the efficiency of government without any loss of service, generating significant savings for taxpayers, because we do believe at the end of the day the minimum savings will be $500,000 annually, and that essentially can be used to either support improved infrastructure and/or reduced taxes. And finally, and probably as importantly as anything else, pursuing a single strategy for growth, job growth, development of the Saugatuck-Douglas community. Today, if you look at, if you study both of the governments, there is no single strategy in place in either government for what the future is going to look like and what actions are going to have to be taken to create that future and make that future a reality. So that's essentially the path that we have embarked on. My colleague Max Madison, who is a resident of Douglas, will co-chair this campaign, and we launch it with our theme, Saugatuck, Yes, Douglas, and I guess we can open it for questions, or have I left anything out?
Does it really matter if it's an August vote or a November vote?
Well, I think it matters personally to us, only in that we've been at this for so long. It's been a little over 3 years now that we have been working to bring this to a vote, that we would like to get it on the August ballot sooner rather than later. But if it's November, it's November. I mean, it won't make a significant difference either way, I don't think.
Pluses and minuses either way. Are there pluses or minuses to having it in November or having it in August?
The plus from my point of view is that while, as you probably are well aware, we have a large number of second homeowners who don't necessarily get to vote, but are influential with their neighbors who do get to vote. And the more voices we have the opportunity to build in support of consolidation, that's what we personally would prefer to do. And so to us, that's August rather than November, because by November, most of them are gone.
So you're not too worried about volume in terms of, there's a lot of people at the ballot's going to help or hurt you either way?
We believe that the more people who vote, the more positive the outcome is for consolidation. So our emphasis will not only be in creating an informed electorate, but it also will be about getting the vote out.
Did you say second homeowners can't vote?
Not unless they've registered their address as a citizen here, as a resident here.
Your principal residence.
Right.
Then they're not second homeowners. They're first homeowners.
There you vote in Chicago and Saugatuck, say.
There you go.
Maybe it's okay in Chicago. So I guess his question anticipates mine. We really don't have any indication at this point as to whether it will be in August or November vote.
No, once the Boundary Commission rules on the legal sufficiency, then the county clerk will set the date for the referendum.
The county clerk sets the date.
That's, yes.
Any idea what the criteria is the county clerk would assess?
I think it would be the earliest possible time.
And that would be August.
Right.
Okay.
That's why we're thinking August.
Okay.